Hey, what's up guys, my name is LoverFella and welcome back to the Ultimate PvP Builds video. Today I'm going to show you guys the best way to build your character in PvP and Ark, and I've learned this through 1,000 hours of gameplay, but also through you guys' help. So this is the top 5 builds for Ark PvP. So I'm going to display this up here in the side of the screen. You can see exactly what stats they're at if you're at level 100, and I'm also going to be looking over at the side of my screen referencing that, so please, it's alright if I look over, I'm just staring at it. The first one we're going to talk about today is called Aquaman. This is a build for people that want to live in the water, that want to swim, that want to ride boats, that want to do all kinds of that pirate ship stuff. And basically this build is designed to give you maximum ability in water and maximum damage. This is not for farming, this is not for collecting, it's not for taming. Although you could tame water dinos with it. This build is designed around being extremely fast in water. You'll notice that we have 600 oxygen, 25 levels into oxygen. Now right now I'm moving around very slowly because this is the basic level of oxygen, but as you increase your oxygen levels, you also increase your movement speed in water. So if I increase my level using admin command and then just max out oxygen, like just put literally every single point into oxygen and show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's bring this up to 1,000. Remember how quick I just swam a second ago, and now let's show how quick I swim. So by leveling up your oxygen, you're going to get a bigger boost in water than if you level up just movement speed. So movement speed will increase your movement in water. So if we go ahead and put a bunch of levels into movement speed now, you'll see another slight increase in movement speed in water, but the oxygen is going to give you a better increase per level than movement speed, which is why most of our points are in movement. And then once you get this character build, this is for someone who's probably living in an underwater cave, you're going to have an advantage in all water fighting because no one's going to be able to catch up to you. And then if you use your flippers, you're going to be swimming another 2 times faster than you currently are, which is insane speed. You can zip around, shoot people with harpoon guns, shoot them with crossbows, all kinds of stuff like that. And it's all because of this oxygen. You're going to have 250 health because that's going to make it harder to kill you, obviously. If you're underwater, people can't really use guns on you. So it's going to be really hard to just one-shot you with their legendary, insane guns and stuff. They're ascendant weapons. So you don't have to worry about that at all. You also want pretty high stamina in this build. Do not skimp on that because that's going to allow you to stay in the water for extended periods of time. So if I get in the water like this, I swim around, I'm able to stay here for a long time, don't have to worry about getting oxygen, or don't have to worry about getting my stamina running out, so you'll be able to survive water fights for a long time. So who's this build recommended for? It's recommended for boat builders, underwater cave builders, and people living near water. If you're not living near the ocean, do not do this build, and I wouldn't recommend more than 1 or 2 people from your tribe do this build. These people are going to be the primary PvPers when it comes to water combat. It's going to give you a huge advantage if you build it just like I did, with maybe a few minor tweaks to fit your own personal style.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know.
Also, I just want to say I'm running the game on epic settings right now with my new 1080 Ti, so this is literally the best graphics you can get. Ark devs, I feel like your glare is a little bit extreme, and I think after 3 years you should have fixed that, but I'm going to leave it on for videos purposes because it really just, it looks amazing. Well, it's a little bit dramatic, but I do like it a lot. The game looks incredible, and it's playing so well. So our next build, guys, is called the Archer. Now everyone uses bows, everyone uses arrows, or some sort of range weapon, whatever that may be. But what kind of build gives you the biggest advantage? Well, the one I have posted on the side is the one that will do that for you. If you're going to be a land combat person as opposed to a pirate, you want to have a ton of movement speed and a ton of health. So if we look at this design, we have 200 movement speed. That's 50 levels into our movement. So if I level up really quick and get our movement speed all the way to 200, what that's going to do is it's going to allow us to outrun anyone trying to melee us. So if anyone's trying to hit us with their weapon, knock us out with a bat, you literally just zip around the map. Like, look at the speed on this guy, 200 movement speed. So that is the reason why the health is a little bit lower in this build. I'm going to tab over real quick just to pull up the picture again. You can see that we have 300 health. That's not really that low, but it's also not insanely high and tanky. This obviously guy I made a little bit different with 500 health, but with 300, it's going to be extremely hard to kill you because you're probably going to need to be hit twice if you have good armor. And when you're zipping around this quickly, literally just like sprinting around people, taking your shot, and then just moving, hitting you twice is going to be extremely difficult. So hitting you even more than that, it's going to be nearly impossible. And that means bowling is going to be harder because you're going to be moving so quick. So what you can do is, take your shot, run away, hit him, run away, hit him, run away, hit him. You just be careful where you're reloading. Notice that when I stop, when I take a shot and then stop, okay, somehow I'm flying. Creative mode hits that real hard. Once you take a shot, you reload, you slow down significantly. So be sure you take your shot somewhere you can be safe do your reload, and then get back to sprinting. So this one's all about movement speed and outrunning people. You do not want someone to be able to catch you. Stamina is pretty medium in this build. We don't need it to be too high because we're assuming you're going to kill them in time with your very incredible stats you have. Pretty good weight. We want you to be able to carry all that loot you get, because you're probably going to get a lot of kills this way. And of course, decent fortitude. You might want to go a little bit higher. 10 fortitude is not the highest, but with this build, we are assuming that you're not going to be hit by a bat or hit by a narco grenade. We're assuming you're going to be quick enough that no one's going to be able to touch you. Again, we're literally flying through the beach here. Now, if you get bullied, you're dead. All right. With this build, if you get bullied, you're done for. So you want to stay far enough away that you can't get bullied. If someone chases you, you are guaranteed to be able to outrun them. Even if they have a quick dinosaur, you're probably going to be able to outrun it with this guy. I mean, you can just sprint through everything. So we'll give you a quick example here. Here's an Argent and a Scorpion. We'll hit them once. They're going to come attack us. And okay, we killed that one already. But you can just see we're scaling this cliff like that. There's no creature with after the bird nerf that can catch you. I mean, you're going to be unstoppable. So this is a fantastic build for shooting. It's all about movement speed, and it's all about good health, good stamina. And if you want to pump more into health, I would also advise that, because you're going to be hard to hit. And as long as you can avoid being bullied, this build is going to make you unstoppable on land. I would recommend at least one person minimum in your tribe have this build, and maybe more. It might be better to have a couple like this, because it's going to be even harder to shoot 3 people that are zipping around out of the forest, taking shots, running back in, etc. So great build, highly recommended. Now our next build is really simple. It's called the balance build. This is the build a lot of you probably do. It's a build that's a master of all trades. You have decent health, you have decent stamina, you have decent everything, but you don't have anything that's excellent. So you're not going to excel in any particular area. And this is what you want to do if you're an individual, a solo or a duo. You want to be able to do everything. But if you have a tribe, you guys want to specialize in things. And so I would highly recommend avoiding this if you have 3 or more people. You do not want to be a guy who has a very generic type build. So with this one, you're going to be able to knock things out. You're going to be able to tame. You're going to be able to kill. You're going to be able to build, craft, harvest, etc. But you're not going to be the best. So if someone who masters in a skill, for example, our archer here, if this guy comes up to 1v1 you, he's probably going to beat you because he's built around killing. So yeah, I just wouldn't recommend it for more than 2 people. But it's your basic build. It's what most people do. A lot of people don't put a lot of thought into their builds because they don't realize how advantageous it can be if you're sprinting around the map at 100 million miles an hour, or if you can swim like with insane speed. And of course, if you guys change it, you're always, I mean, you can use this, right, as the Aquaman as well. You can use this as the pirate build because the movement speed still increases your water. So alter it a little bit, make a hybrid where you have an archer on land, but you're also still good at swimming. Now you're a master of 2 things, or a hybrid. So it's a really great design. Definitely you got to get a little creative with your builds, but this is what a lot of official players do. Up next, we have your classic warrior build, the one that a lot of people tried to do with their basic builds. Most people do melee, right? Most people do the normal build and they do melee with it, but if you're not building right, it's going to be a lot harder. So with this build, we have 500 health, making sure you're able to tank as much as you can. Of course, with this one, we're a little bit messed up here because I'm in admin mode, kind of like just trying to get you guys the information. With warrior mode, though, you're going to do massive damage. You're going to have decent stamina in order to get your hits in, get out, and get the kill. And you're going to have fairly high melee. Now, I added some movement speed in there because I want you to be able to chase people down. But this one's a little bit tricky because melee in a lot of cases is only really going to work well if you're able to bola them first. So you need to hit that first bola. You don't want to be chasing too much. You're probably going to die. And then once you get them bolaed, run up, hit them with your sword a couple times. They should go down. Feel free to alter this one as much as you want. You can decrease health to increase your melee damage. That's the only recommendation I would really have for this one. But it's going to allow you to do more damage. And I think that's, you know, it's one of the better builds for combat. If you're fighting a normal player, which most people do, the balance build, you go up with your insane health and your insane damage. You can't lose, all right? Unless you're unbelievably bad at the game, you can't lose. So this is a great build for you guys. Definitely try it.
I was told that you belong on the riverside.
And number 5 is the pack mule. This is the guy who works around base, who's great at crafting, who's great at supplying your turrets with ammo, and great at just making your base look good. The builder, for example, would be a pack mule. This guy's going to max out his weight, have a ton of weight on here. Obviously in creative mode we have a ton. But you're going to get a ton of weight, about 500 weight. You're going to get really high crafting speed so that you can make things quicker for your tribe. You're going to have decent health, decent stamina, and you're going to put some into movement speed. That way you can get around, get up to your fire, put stuff in your fire, put stuff in whatever you need to put it into. This is a build that's really going to be around the base a lot. You're not going to be taming, you're not going to be building, but you're going to be specialized. So compare yourself to that balanced character that everyone seems to build, and now you're able to craft things twice as quick, carry twice as much, and move twice as quickly. So you're going to be better at that job. So guys, what you need to do is start thinking about how to specialize yourself when you play this game. Don't just go with that basic build. Really put some thought into it. Are you going to join a tribe? If so, what's your specialty going to be? If you're going to play alone, go with the balanced build. If you're going to play with one person, you guys can kind of both do a hybrid build so you have all bases covered. But with you're with 3 or more, you all need to have a specialty, whether that means you have a couple Aquaman, a couple pack mules, a couple melee, whatever it is. Figure it out with your tribe and stay organized, and then you have people that excel in every situation. So guys, that's my recommendation for you. And if you guys have a really cool build, let me know in the comments below today. I would love to see what your best PvP builds are. I still need one for farming. So do you have a good farming build? Maybe just the pack mule would work for that. And I would just like to see what your recommendations are. We can share this and really make this a helpful video, guys. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to share it with your friends. Drop a sub if you're new here. And with that, guys, I am out. Don't forget to spread the love, and I'll see you all tomorrow.